بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back everyone to another session. So today we're going to be learning our first rule when it comes to the alphabet or the Arabic reading, right? And we're going on to something called short vowels. And the first thing we're going to learn is something called a Fathah. And this is actually when we're going to start picking things up now, right? We're going to actually start. We've kind of done the hard bits out of the way. We've learned the letters in various forms. We've done it randomly. So that's kind of our bread and butter. That's our fundamentals have been laid down. Now we're going to apply rules to these letters, and you'll notice the sounds of these letters are going to change, right? So let's not waste too much time. Let's get straight into this. So we have something called Fathah. Fathah. Now, Fathah is a sound. A sound. It can be a sound or a o sound, depending if the letter is light or heavy. If the letter is light, we're going to say a. And if it's heavy, we're going to say o, right? So let's look here. So notice we had an alif. Usually we have an alif here, and now it's just got this little shape at the top. This little shape on the top is called a hamza. Hamza, right? This little shape at the top is called a hamza. So if you write it here, hamza. So once we add vowel signs to this alif that was in the alphabet, it's going to become a hamza. So its actual name is a hamza now. When we add this, you see this little head here? It looks like a ayn, but it's tiny and it's slanted a little bit on top. That's called a hamza. I want you to pay importance to hamza because a hamza can sit on different letters. It can sit on an alif, it can sit on a waw, it can sit on a ya. We'll get into that later on. The only thing I want you to know now is this is a hamza. So the pronunciation is going to change slightly. So we said alif, that's what it's called, alif. Now for these letters, when we add vowel signs, we pay attention. We're only going to pronounce the beginning part of the letter, the consonant, if you know English. So just the beginning sound of the letter and not an actual vowel sound. A vowel sound is a, u, e. It's a sound. As for a consonant, it could be p, sh, t, k. It's just the beginning sound of that letter. So that's what we're going to pay attention to here. We're going to just pronounce the beginning sound and then add the vowel sound. So alif, when we add this this vowel, if you see this vowel here, this is called a fathah, right? So I want you to look here. You know, at the top we had a line and just this line at the top. This is going to change all of the letters to a sound. It's going to add the vowel a to the letters. So alif becomes a. Easy. A. Ba. The same. Ba. All right, we had the fathah. Ba. Ta becomes ta. 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 Tha becomes tha. 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 Right? Now jim, I want you to pay attention to jim. We're just going to pronounce the j sound of the letter and then add the vowel a, which is called a fathah. So we're just going to pronounce the j. We want the initial sound. J, ja, ja. So notice the eem is gone. Khalas. We're not paying attention to the rest. We just want the consonants. We want the beginning sound of that letter, and then we'll add the vowel onto it. Ja, ja. Ha, ha. Right? So we're just adding the fathah. Ha, ha. Cool. Kha, kha. So we add this fathah, which is the vowel sound a, and it becomes kha, heavy. Kha, 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 heavy. Then da, da. So dal, all we want is the d. We want the point of articulation. Where are we pronouncing the letter from? our tongue, tip of the tongue going up and saying d, d, d. Add the vowel sound a, d, 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 da, da. This was dal. It was dal. Now we add the vowel sign a, that, that, that. Right? We add the vowel sign onto the dal and it becomes that. So we're only pronouncing the th side of things and then adding the vowel sound a. That. Ra. Ra. So add the fatha. Ra. Z. So zai, what's the beginning sound? Is a z, z sound. So get the z sound out and then add the vowel. Za. 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 What's the beginning sound of seen? Is a s, s, s sound. So we're going to pronounce that beginning sound but add a vowel. And it becomes sa. Sa. Let's go on to the next one. So what's the beginning sound of sheen? What's the consonant? It's a sh, sh sound, right? So we're going to pronounce that but put a fatha on the top. Sha. Sha. Sod. What's the beginning sound? Is a s, s. Saw. Saw. So remember fatha, that a sound can be a or a, depending if it's a heavy letter. Right? So I want you to pay attention to the letters that are heavy. Saw. Da. Da. So dad, the beginning sound is a l, l, da. We had a fatha, it becomes ta. Ta. The. The. So near enough the same, right? The. Put fatha on the top. The. Ain. This may be a bit tricky. I want you to pay attention. Ain. All we need is the beginning sound. The ah. It's kind of, you're squeezing that larynx at the back of your throat. Ah. And now we're going to get the beginning sound. Ah. Imagine you're squeezing your throat. Ah. Like you're strangling yourself, right? We're going to exaggerate in the beginning. Yeah. Just in the beginning, I'm going to exaggerate just so you can hear it. Ah. That's exaggerating, right? It's not that intense, but I'm exaggerating so you can hear it. Then we're going to put the fatha on the top and we're going to say ah, 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 ah. This one you have to practice a lot. Ah, ah. So ah. Then we have ghain. We just want the beginning sound of it again. I used to think of it like when you're gargling mouthwash. And then you're going to put a fatha and it's going to be heavy. Ra. 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 This one's easy. Fa. Say same. Fa. Okay. Qaf. What's the beginning sound? It's a qa. It's there. So we're going to add just a fatha. Qa. 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 Kaf. All I want is a k. K. At the beginning. And then add the vowel sign. Ka. Ka. La. La. No. Lam. What's the beginning sound? L. L. All we want is that point of articulation. L. 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 And then add the fatha. Add the vowel sound a. La. 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 Mim. What's the beginning? What's the point of articulation here? M. M. The two lips come together. M. M. Then add the fatha. Ma. Ma. Same with noon. Where's the beginning? N. It's a n sound. N. Then we add the fatha. Na. Na. Ha. Ha is easy because it's already got a sound. Ha. Wow, all we want is the w, w, w. The two lips coming together. We just want that point of articulation. Then we'll add the vowel sign afterwards. So it becomes wa, wa. And ya, what's the beginning? Y, y. It's a y sound, right? Add the fathah. Ya, ya, right? So I'll just read it again quickly. A, ba, ta, tha, ja, ha, kha, da, dha, ra, za, sa, sha, sa, da, ta, dha, a, gha, fa, qa, ka, la, ma, na, ha, wa, ya. Now we've got just 4 lines of practice here. La, ka, laka, laka, ma, a, ma'a, ma'a, ta, ra, tara, tara, a, wa, awa, awa, kha, ta, ma, khatama, khatama, a, sha, ra, ashara, ashara. Notice the ra is heavy, we keep it heavy. So we don't say ashara or ashara. Or we don't say ashara, we don't mean the sha heavy. Ashara, ashara. Line 2. Kha, la, qa, khalaqa, khalaqa, fa, a, la, fa'ala, fa'ala, ta, ba, a, taba'a, taba'a, a, ma, ra, amara, amara, wa, qa, ba, waqaba, waqaba, sha, ra, ha, sharaha, sharaha. Line 3. And don't forget, if you need more time, you can pause in between before I read it. Wa, ja, da, وجدك وجدك ف س ج د فسجد فسجد أ ب ع ث أبعث أبعث خ لا ق ك خلقك خلقك line 4 ف ف س ق ففسق ففسق و ق ع ووقع ووقع و س لا ك وسلك وسلك ما نا ع ك منعك منعك. So that's the end of the lesson. Today we learnt Fathah. Try and remember the word Fathah. Fathah. Ha. Fathah is the short vowel A. So all the letters we learnt now, we're going to be adding vowel signs to them, right? Vowel signs to them. And we're going to learn in the subsequent lessons how the sound changes to E, how the letter will change to E, how it changes to U. We'll learn that in the subsequent lessons. All I want you to do for this lesson is record all the way from A, Ba, Ta, Tha, all the way down with the 4 lines of practice and send that into the Telegram group. Pay attention to the heavy letters. The A has 2 sounds, A and A, A and A. So letters like Kha, Kha, make sure it's heavy. Make sure letters like Ra are heavy and you're not saying Ra. Yeah, Ra. Just bear that in mind and we'll see you in the next one, inshallah. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka wa atubu